we are making progress on shifting negative perspectives around aging, but many of the experiences of our elders are being lost in an ever-progressing Seattle. A new exhibit at Wing Luke Museum illuminates the lives and contributions of elders in the AA NHPI communities. Hello, Auntie, Hello, Uncle is a new exhibit sponsored by AARP Washington. And to share more about the exhibit is State Director Marguerite Rowe and Wing Luke Museum's Maliha Massoud. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. So, Marguerite, I'll ask you first. We know that older adults are a rapidly growing demographic in the U.S. We know this. But we often dismiss the knowledge and experience that they have to share, which is not good for us. How does this new exhibit bring these stories forward?
You know, the Wing Luke Museum is really a local museum, and it brings to light the experiences of our community members. And so it's an opportunity. As you know, I am here because we love to celebrate aging and to lift up those voices and those stories and to pass them on to other generations.
Yes. Listen up, folks. We need to be listening to these stories.
Absolutely.
And Wing Luke is so beautifully curated these. And Maliha, I know this exhibit was curated not by a museum staff member, if I'm correct in understanding. It was actually developed through a community advisory committee. Tell me about how that worked.
So the Community Advisory Committee, or the CAC, is kind of like the sounding board of every exhibit we do. It's basically composed of the exhibit director, the design team, marketing team, folks from the museums, and also just community members who volunteer on the committee. We meet about twice a month online for the entire production phase, from the initial concept to the final stages. And the purpose of CAC is just to brainstorm ideas and to develop the messages and themes and shape the storyline. I've been on about 5 or 6 CACs, and this particular one was very special to me because as the exhibit writer, my role was really just to kind of listen and consolidate all the feedback into a narrative arc with the beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And it's a really collaborative, unique way to do an exhibition. I don't think many museums do this.
I've never, I mean, it seems so organic.
Yeah, it is. It's what I say, it's like a bottom-up approach rather than top-down, because we go directly to the community to get the stories, and then we get the input from the community members, so it's very authentic.
What was the input you got? Like, what did you hear?
A lot of it was just, we wanted to put a more positive spin on aging, turn around some of the stereotypes, and really just honor a lot of the community members that we were featuring, and make it very progressive.
What was that? Was that what you heard? Some stereotypes and misconceptions about elders, and do you hope that this exhibit will help change that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, couldn't interrupt. Go ahead.
So there's a lot of stereotypes out there, as you know, and for us, I'm hoping that when visitors come to see the exhibit, they will start to maybe shift their thinking and their perceptions about aging as a process.
Right.
It's not, getting old is not something we have to fear or to dread. We're all aging every minute of our lives, and it doesn't have to be the end of living.
Is that, what are some of those stereotypes that you're no longer useful, or that you no longer have something valuable to give?
Right. I mean, you just kind of don't think of old people as being visible. And what we're trying to do is show the contributions they made. And a lot of the people we feature were like, game changers, trailblazers in their communities. And we also envision this future sort of society where old people are not frail or helpless. They're active in their communities, they're socially engaged, they're not afraid of technology, and they're able to pursue their passions and even find maybe new interests.
Right.
Yeah.
And keep teaching us as we go. And Marguerite, that's what I love about the AARP, is that you are doing such a fantastic job of educating all of this, everybody, every age group, about the importance of paying attention to aging and to how we can age healthily and successfully. Why did AARP step in specifically with this work at Wing Luke?
Well, you know, the Wing Luke is an institution that really is about community building. And it is really about making sure that our stories are heard and told, you know, to the point about dismantling or reframing aging.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite pictures up there is a picture of Ron Chu, who's a marathon runner. So he's a local journalist and activist in his, I think he might be in his 70s. So it's about promoting that and celebrating us, celebrating older adults. And that's an essential part of what we do to break down the stereotypes and the ageism that exists.
Right, absolutely. Before I let you go, what message do you hope people come away with?
There are a couple of messages. One is about the power of older adults and the contributions that they continue to make, and that aging should be celebrated. And the second thing I will say is around understanding and getting to know better about the contributions of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders to here in Seattle and into Washington State, and the contributions that they've made.
So beautiful. Thank you both. Thank you for everything that AARP is doing on so many levels, from education to helping caregivers. Everything you do is amazing. And thank you as well for sharing this exhibit with us. Hello, Auntie. Hello, Uncle. Conversations with our elders at the Wing Luke Museum runs April 5th through February 23rd of 2025. For tickets and details, go to wingluke.org.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by AARP and BECU.